Hello and welcome to the Met Office 10-day trend. A brief hot spell, a thundery breakdown, some heavy rain and a significant drop in temperatures. Not to mention Glastonbury later next week. Lots to talk about, so without further ado, let's deal with the hot spell first of all. A plume of continental heat affects much of Western Europe and increasingly over the next few days the UK, or at least many parts of the UK, but not all areas. I think on Thursdays, parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland we'll see around average temperatures. Eastern Scotland 22 Celsius, Belfast 20. But for the significant heat, you have to come further south, and it's really across the Midlands into eastern England, southern areas where we'll see mid to high 20s in places. And that heat continues to build, in fact, peaking significantly on Friday when we'll see widely 30 degrees or more, with a maximum somewhere around London or to the north of London, 34 Celsius. But once again, much cooler for Scotland, for Northern Ireland, perhaps for the far north of England as well, with temperatures here could be lower than Thursday, actually, because of this cold front. It's moving in from the northwest, and it's likely to bring a substantial spell of rain on Friday for Western Scotland in particular. Some heavy and persistent rain here. Outbreaks of rain also for Northern Ireland and the rest of Scotland, and then pushing into Northern England, but fizzling out for a time before an area of low pressure moves up from the south at the start of this weekend and engages with this significant temperature contrast between the hot south, the cooler northwest. And those ingredients could result in some significant thunderstorms in places close to this weather front, and certainly some significant outbreaks of rain, most likely at the moment through this central swathe of the UK on Saturday. But there is some uncertainty still about the north-south position of the weather front, and that would make a big difference in terms of temperatures because there's such a steep temperature gradient around the front. So at the moment, it looks likely that it's central parts of the UK where we'll see some heavy rain at times on Saturday and a significant drop in temperatures. Scotland, Northern Ireland, perhaps the far north of England, a quiet day with sunny spells, 1 or 2 showers and temperatures just below average for the time of year. But in the far south, where we don't quite see that front, could hold on to the heat for one more day. 29 Celsius in London, 30 or 31 on the south coast, but it does depend on the position of that front, and that can clearly be seen in these temperature trend graphs. Now, these show the most likely temperature trend, but also the uncertainty for somewhere in the north of the UK and somewhere in the south of the UK during the next couple of weeks. And what really stands out here are the size of the boxes for certain days. The boxes indicate the uncertainty, and the bigger the boxes, the bigger the range of likely temperatures. And for the north, that uncertainty is on Friday. That's when the cold front clears through, and then those temperatures drop below average by Saturday with a much smaller box. But for the south, well, the range in temperatures on Saturday, because it all depends on the position of that weather front, anywhere from the low to mid 30s down to the high teens. So significant range in temperatures depending on the precise position of the weather front. But either way, the temperatures do decline through the weekend, a cooling trend, and also we'll see some substantial wet weather because this low will start to increasingly affect the UK from the southwest, and it's west and southwestern shores where we're most likely to see the heaviest and more persistent rain during Sunday. But it could extend as far as Northern Ireland, southern Scotland, northern England, certainly some showers around further south. But the north of Scotland seeing the best of the weather on Sunday, some brighter skies here, albeit with lower than average temperatures. And across all parts, you can see those temperatures have come down quite significantly compared to the end of the week. Now, the low that I'm talking about, it hangs around for the first part of next week, but it does fill and it does start to move away. And that means that at first, there's the continued risk of heavy showers and even some thunderstorms in the south. But increasingly, as that low moves away, this high in the mid-Atlantic begins to build. The jet stream develops this big ridge in it. And this is the most likely setup for the early to middle part of next week. High pressure to our west, low pressure to the northeast, allowing a changeable northwesterly airflow. So this would bring rain or showers to northern parts of the UK in particular, perhaps a few showers further south, a good deal of cloud, and much cooler air, temperatures at or just below average in many places, and some cool nights. But with higher pressure closer to the southwest, that means that's where the driest weather is likely. And that's a promising sign if you're heading to Glastonbury for later next week. The first signs for Glastonbury are that high pressure to the west will build in more significantly later next week. And that would lead to more settled weather more widely across the UK, but especially towards the southwest of the UK. So the first signs for Glastonbury are that higher pressure will begin to return to the UK. It'll be a fine start with the weather turning drier and brighter, and as a result, it will turn a bit warmer, but with no signs at the moment of a heat wave like one or two spots might see at the end of this week. And you wouldn't necessarily want those kinds of high temperatures at a festival where you've got a camp. We'll have much more, of course, on Glastonbury and for the rest of the UK on social media.